over the last weekend, I decided to check out Weird West. It didn't go quite as I'd hoped. This is Christina with CK Outpost, and today we're going to talk a little about Weird West. Weird West is an isometric action RPG, which the developers describe as a more action-y Fallout 1 and 2. It's based on the Weird West setting, which is the Old West only with magic and monsters like undead gunslingers and zombies and malevolent Indian spirits. The game is the work of small indie developer Wolfeye Studios and published by Devolver Digital. It's available through Game Pass, Steam, and the PlayStation Store if you want to give it a look. As for me, my experience with the game went like this. I thought, ooh, neat! An RPG set in the Old West and it has magic and such. You don't see that every day. Let's check that out. So I popped onto Game Pass and downloaded it. So far, so good. Then the game asked me to accept its privacy policy. I said fine and scrolled down to tick the obligatory I agree box, only when I got to where said box should have been, there was just a big grayed out line of text telling me to select my Xbox account. But as I said, everything was grayed out. I couldn't click on anything. I resorted to the internet for a solution and found a few suggestions, from click delete to tab out to find the pop-up login box. None of those worked for me. I probably should have seen this for the sign of things to come that it was and stopped right there, but I persevered. I did finally get to log into my Xbox account. What worked for me was randomly hitting the enter key out of desperation. Obstacle defeated. I started a new game. There being no character creation, I began my journey as the first of apparently 5 bounty hunters, whose stories you will experience throughout the game. I say apparently because I never saw anything past the first one. As for the game itself, the visuals were okay, a bit samey. Look, here's a cactus you can pierce. Oh, look, there's another one just like it over there, and over here too. But that didn't bother me over much. As for the gameplay, the combat is real-time. I guess that's what they meant by a more action-y version of Fallout 1 and 2. It felt a little hectic to me, trying to line up my shots while the bad guys rolled around trying to kill me, but I liked that I could use the environment to my advantage, like blowing up explosive crates or using darkness to sneak more effectively. I also acquired an ability that let me set shrapnel traps, which was neat and definitely helped me get past a difficult situation. Speaking of gaining abilities, you don't level up per se. You find relics around the world, which you can spend to enhance your weapon attacks, or you can choose entirely new abilities, like the shrapnel trap I mentioned earlier. Dialogue is unvoiced, but accompanied by an odd sound I could have done without, honestly. It also got a little repetitive, everyone I met saying the exact same things, like how surprised they were to see me with my bounty hunting guns again. And that's all I can really say about the game itself. I made it to the first town, ransacked the place for every scrap of sellable junk I could find, as you do. Picked up the next leg of my quest so I could track down a gang of low-down miscreants who killed my kid and kidnapped my husband, and set off. That's when I noticed that my PC fans were beginning to sound like dead engines, and they had been for quite some time. When I checked my CPU temperature, it was in the danger zone. And not wanting my PC to melt, I quit the game, fully expecting that to solve the problem. It didn't. I restarted the PC, and that did work. I tried the game again a few hours later. The same thing happened. Again, I had to restart the computer to get the temperature to go back to normal. I can't say how common this is, as I was only able to find one other poor guy who had the same problem as me, with no solution in sight. Anyway, my journey in the Weird West came to an abrupt end. From what I was able to see, the game has potential, an interesting setting, some decent ideas, but I can't say whether it lived up to it, as I didn't make it far enough to see the companions, the other bounty hunters you play, the posse system, the morality system, the way the game reacts to your choices, and that's too bad. But what about you? Have you played it? What did you think? Is it worth revisiting sometime? Let us know in the comments, and if you like this video, why not let us know by clicking the like button, and maybe subscribe for more content like this. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.